Island, jewel of the Persian Gulf. Kish Island is well known as the Pearl of the Persian Gulf. The island is the most significant island of Iran, and it attracts more than 1 million tourists from all around the world every year. This island was under the authority of Iran from Achaemenid and then Parthian and Sassanid. In the 11th century, Kish turned to the most important centre of business in the Persian Gulf. Portuguese conquered the island in 1533, and then in 1652, the greatest Shah of the Safavid, Abbas, could regain dominance of the Persian Gulf, Bahrain, and all islands. Since that time, Kish is known amongst the islands of Iran. Most residents of Kish believe in the Sunni religion. These people have a special style for constructing mosques in comparison with the Shia. So the differences in religious architecture are obvious in Kish, and all mosques are built in a very different style. The local instrument of the island is the tabl. The people use it for special ceremonies and at weddings or even when they're sea fishing. Highlighted sites in Kish are Harrier, Payib, and Kariz. This island is the only one in the Persian Gulf which has a freshwater aqueduct. Harira City. Harira is an ancient city in the south of Iran, which dates back to between the late Sassanid period and the early Islamic era. The ancient city of Harira on Kish Island is 800 years old. The remains of this city indicate that this area included a large population. According to archaeological excavations, Harira consists of a coastal complex, noble houses, baths, mosques, glass-blowing workshops, and old khanats. The most important feature that distinguishes it from other archaeological sites and the history of Iran is that it has an extrovert urban structure. Most of the cities of Iran have introverted traditional architecture and are of multiple peripheral layers. The aristocratic house. This house is considered one of the symbols of Persian Gulf houses with the architectural style of Yazd, Isfahan, and Kashan houses. There are some star-shaped tiles that are similar to the main monuments of the Ilkhanate era, like Takht-e Salaman and Solomonea. Greek ship. For over 50 years, the blue waters of the Persian Gulf in Kish Island have had a guest. Greek ship, or Kula F, was a cargo steamship that had been beached in Kish Island. Over the years, she became one of the picturesque spots of the island. In the 1960s, local people saw a foreign ship grounded on the western coastline of the island near Baku Village for no reason. The steamship is built by William Hamilton Company in Scotland in 1943, and while she is coming back, she sank. Greek ship is one of the most amazing attractions in Kish Island, especially when the sun is setting. This rusty ship at the azure waters of the Persian Gulf is a spectacular scene. Traditional system. One of its historical and cultural attractions, the traditional water reservoir of Kish, has been built in the northern part of the island near Harira City. They call it Kish Island's traditional system. Kish Cistern was constructed in 1993. It was built in order to collect rainwater for people to drink. Kish traditional cistern consists of 5 wind catchers plus 2 domes. The combination of the bad gears and the domes creates beautiful architecture and is pleasing to the eyes. The windbreakers help keep the space cool, and it originally comes from Yazdi architecture. Karis Underground City. Hydraulic system in an ancient underground Iranian city. According to the low depth of Kish, Karis Underground City depth is about 12 meters below the ground with a height of 8 meters. This underground city contains 3 aqueducts and 274 wells. Some of these wells are completely intact, and some others have been made in the form of a cone for better air conditioning and lighting. The aqueduct at Karis Underground Antiquity is over 2,500 years old, and it supplies the fresh water for residents of the islands. The magnitude of this aqueduct, with a maximum height of 45 meters, is unique in Kish Island. The underground city of Kish is placed upon the Items of World's Most Important Ancient Monuments list due to its unique features such as coral islands, freshwater channels, cool air under the roof, and a ceiling full of fossils and shells. Iran's Kish Island locals. Although it mostly goes by the name of Native Home, Kanai Bumi, the founders refer to it as Kish Native Anthropology House. Built about 200 years ago, this home was built completely on the island's native architectural style. This house, however, was not just an ordinary abode. It holds very special merit, particularly for the residents of the historic Safin village, as many of them were educated here while growing up. The children would gather in one of its many rooms to participate in traditional schooling. The property can be divided into 18 sections or rooms in total. These areas include different outdoor yards, seasonal lounging rooms, bedrooms, guest rooms, kitchens, classroom, various unique storage rooms, fishing section, and a garden. All over the inside and out of the many rooms and areas of the house are old original tools and utensils used in everyday life. The combination of all the history, architecture, and culture leaves. Baku Village. The village was named after a 100-year-old woman who was living in Baku Village during the defeating of Kish Island by the Portuguese. In Baku Village, you can find houses, mosques, and old trees. In this village, you can visit one of the rare tree species, such as the lawa tree, which is a fig tree, with an oval-shaped leaf. The indigenous people of Baku Village have set up traditional black tents in the village entrance, where the people can get acquainted with local cuisine, traditional cuisine, celebrations, and traditional events of the village.